Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Weeknight Hero. As always, I'm your GM, Evan. Now, I want to discuss probably one of the most complicated, esoteric concepts for tabletop RPGs and how it applies to Mutants and Masterminds. The idea of a grapple maneuver. So, grappling has plagued the tabletop RPG community for years. How does one perform a grappling type action, and why do they need to be so complicated to use? Like all of my good stories, it comes from inspiration in my own life. So a long time ago, I was playing Pokemon Tabletop United. Shout out to Pokemon. And Christopher had a Dratini, because he likes Dragon-type Pokemon, and the Dratini's only means of attacking was using Wrap, which all makes sense and lines up with the way that the moves work in the game. But when he decided that to use that Wrap, it was made based on the grapple functions, and we got stuck for about 10-15 minutes trying to figure out how any of this would work in the game. Now, I think this is a larger issue here because Mutants and Masterminds can easily have grappling and wrestling type moves as a part of the identity of your hero, so it does need to simulate it in some sort of easy to use fashion. But my problem with it is how? How are you going to make it work? So let's start with the basic grapple. So your grapple maneuver works like this. You make an attack check against your opponent to establish contact. This is that weird floppy fish move that you see in pretty much any fighting game where you're trying to reach out and grab somebody. Once you've grabbed them, you then force an opponent to make either an opposed athletics or acrobatics skill check to make sure that they do not flip out of your grab and make a fool out of you. So then you succeed on that. Now what? Well, in the rules as written, you can either choke them out, keep them restrained, use them as a human shield, or beat on them. My favorite version is to use them as a human shield and then throw them away, or hold them down so that others can beat on them. And so each turn, the person in the grab gets to make a check to try to get out of it. And each turn, you now make a new action in order to deal more damage, this, that, or the other. So what's the issue here? There are an astounding 4 rolls that need to take place to resolve the first grab, and then another 4 rolls each turn to keep them in the hold and to keep attacking them or to choke them out. That's several more rolls where RNG can end with you accomplishing nothing in those turns. Wouldn't it have been easier to simply punch somebody and hope for dazed or staggered? Meanwhile, you are left vulnerable if you succeed. And you cannot be a careful player with this grab. You have to be an all-or-nothing type player with an all-or-nothing type character in order to make it work. In my opinion, the advantages that are tied to this are required to make this work. Fast grab allows you to reduce the action economy, and improved grab and hold are what make it usable. But once you do, you've now made it almost impossible for someone to break out of your hold once you have them. I would only use it on multiple opponents if you have the required advantages. It's even easier to make a superhuman version of it with the crushing grip power, where you're combining an affliction and an attack at the same time, and now you're able to do more with just about 1 roll, toughness save or strength save, than you could have in the 4 rolls that you needed in order to make the grab, and then in the other 4 rolls that you need to do in order to effectively use the grab. But what are some of the ways that you've used Mutants or Masterminds to create characters? And what's the craziest character that you've ever made? Stay tuned for my next video coming soon.